Howdy folks, it's Altered and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today we are going to fly over Heaven Lake. Heaven Lake is a volcano lake, so on the top of the cone of a volcano there's a lake 3 miles or 3 kilometers across roughly, and it sits on the border of North Korea and China. So North Korea and China split the lake in half, and it's in the mountains, and it should be pretty beautiful, even the simulator. And wow, look at that. That is super cool. And I got this idea because I realized the other day, I'm going to turn off this lens flare. It's driving me crazy. That's better. Anyway, the other day, I realized I've been doing flight sim for about 30 years or so, and I have never flown over North Korea. I don't know why. I just never have. So I've flown over everywhere else in the world, mostly, but I haven't flown North Korea. So I'm like, let's fly to North Korea, because why not? And I want to see what the scenery looks like, because I don't know if the flight simulator people have been able to get data from them or fly planes to get better terrain imagery, just imagery in general. So I want to see what it looks like. We're going to go in the mountains, the lakes at the mountains, and then we fly or land right after that. So that's how I came up with this idea. Furthermore, a few weeks ago, we flew over the Himalayas using a route over Tibet. That would never happen in real life, and the same thing is going to happen today. If I pull up Sky Vector, you can see the area I'm circling in red. Those are the mountains in North Korea. There are no airways there. Planes do not fly there, but we're going to fly there because we can. So, of course, we're using real-life airports, but we're not going to use real-life flight path because there isn't one. But I did find some VORs since we're flying Slant Alpha in the JetStar. And we're going to take off Zulu Kilo Papa Yankee in North Korea, at the capital of North Korea. We're going to leave this VOR. There's Heaven Lake right there. And they're going to go towards Zulu Yankee Juliet in China and land there. So obviously these VORs are not going to reach this distance, so we'll use Dead Reckoning, or we'll pretend we're using Dead Reckoning the best we can to get there. If you want to read all about Dead Reckoning, just Google it. But basically, you pick a spot that you know and you aim for it, and then you pick another spot that you know and you aim for it. Of course, we don't know those spots, so we're going to pretend, but we'll do it. So that's the plan. That's what we're doing. Real world weather's turned on. Looks beautiful for spotting lakes in the mountains. And real world traffic is turned on, but not player traffic. I'm using my headphones still, so try not to scream into the microphone with my headphones on. I'll try not to bump the microphone with my headphones on, although I think I have already. And then if my voice sounds weird, it's because I'm having the late seasonal allergies. Because, leaves and things die, and then it snowed and froze and thawed and snowed again and all that kind of stuff. And then that should sound better as time goes on. So anyway, here we are, capital North Korea. And it looks really beautiful. The autogen looks really good. I am really impressed. I see another big city over there in the middle of your screen. Not sure if I'm going to get there or not. But anyway, so Snipe Alpha, of course. I do have my checklist on my other monitor, like usual. Of course. And I think that is all I need to say. I'm just rearranging all of my documents on my other monitor. Alright, so there we go. Hop inside, right? Yeah, I feel like I haven't flown this in a while. Well, I just flew it, right? Like not too long ago. How come my stuff isn't responding to me here? There we go. Alrighty, let's see here. We're gonna get this thing going. No need to keep talking. We can just get flying here. Flight should be about 46 minutes to an hour, depending on which route they take us. I did not pre-select an approach or arrival or anything. I'm just going to let ATC give us that information, and we'll do the best we can. Sometimes they give us vectors, sometimes we're on our own. It just depends. All right, cool. All right, so we put away the glasses. Doors up, stairs are up, doors closed. I'm turning off this thing here, since that's a payware add-on we don't have. And we'll get this thing going. And there we go, turn on the bleed line. We'll get some fuel and passengers going. Let me just fill in some random folks here. And we'll give ourselves lots of fuel, because remember, this thing drinks fuel like crazy. We might have to refuel in the air. I should start like half fuel so we can take off easier and then add fuel, but let's try to see if this tank will last us all the way. Alright, you have to turn the mixture up on my yoke, even though I'm not supposed to have to. Battery start should already be set that way. And where's that again? I go through this every time. Right there, battery start, confirm. Battery on, voltmeter to battery. There we go. And main 1 to transfer, main 2 on, windshield inverter off. It is, bus select to essential. There we go. Weather barometer and ATIS. I would assume we have an ATIS, maybe not. We do not. Okay. So no ATIS. So I did not capture the weather before I started the sim. So in the flight planning screen, I could have gotten the weather, or I can leave the sim and go to Sky Vector, get the weather, or I can just hit B on the barometer, and when we take off, they'll tell us the winds. So there you go. So we're fine. IFR clearance. Let's get it right now.
Pyongyang Tower Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 IFR to Yanji, ready to copy.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 is cleared to Yanji Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 19 right climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Departure frequency is 120.9 squawk 2264.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 cleared to Yanji Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 19 right climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Departure on 120.9 squawk 2264.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 reback correct. Contact ground on 118.3. Good day.
Alright, so I'm going to use the autopilot on my Logitech multi-panel on my desk, which I talk about every single time. So I set my altitude to 7,000 feet. We will use pitch in the airplane though, or else we cannot do more than 1,500 feet per minute up or down if we use my multi-panel. So we'll do altitude, heading, course, VOR, nav, everything on the multi-panel, but we'll use this for climb and descent. Simple as that. So let's get this thing started, because I want to keep this in one video today. So let's get cruising through here. Bleed line open, confirm. Yes. Air start to normal. Yes. Beacon. Yes. Select engine 3. We do that, and then we come down here and we flip that, and then we come back up here and we hit start. And then when this stabilizes, we do engines 4, 2, and 1. So I'm just going to go through that procedure 3 more times and edit that down. That'll save us a couple minutes in video time. Alright, engine 4, 3, 2 are ready. Engine 1 is almost ready, so as soon as that gets to 40, we'll go back up top and turn on the generators. And there we go. So we'll turn engines off here, and then generators, you go up to go down. For some reason, right, that is correct, and that's off. There we go. Anti-skid on. That's this guy right here. Number 1 inverter on. I thought it already was. Number 1 inverter on. There we go. Number 2 on. It is. Bus select to 115. There we go. Fuel bleed airline closed, like so. Verify all the caution lights are off. Starter engaged will turn off on its own eventually. Hydraulic power on. This is so the gear has a backup plan. Confirm that the pressure's 2,000, and right there's 2,100. And wing inspection light comes on. That's for anti-icing. Nav lights on because they're about to move. And discuss a flight plan we already did, but I have hiccups. I'm trying to hide my hiccups. Now we have to tune in the radios though, which is this one. So, as I said before, only this nav does anything. This nav I think is for this, which we don't have access to. So we're just going to use this one. Pretty simple, only 2 VORs. So we're going to take off from 111.4 like this, and then we're going to head to 113.1. And like I said, we'll use Dead Reckoning in between, because there's no way we're going to be able to connect the VORs. Where is the click spot? There you go. So double check. We're leaving 114.4, and then we'll lose it. We'll do dead reckoning. Then we'll switch over to 113.1. We're leaving 111.4 at 30 degrees. Is it really 30? Yes, it is. So let's do my course thing, and let's go 30 degrees on my Logitech, which is spinning this. Oh, so obviously we're going to pick up that VOR because it's at the airport. So heading bug, I don't know which way we're taking. 19 left, so that's 190 degrees. So we're going to face this way. It's going to be facing backwards. I have to make U-turn. So we'll have to hand fly out here a little bit. We'll just get the heading bug going just in case to spin us around. And we'll use elevation or cruise climb from inside the plane. Very straightforward. Easy peasy. Okie dokie. Back to the checklist. Taxi. Let's request taxi IFR.
Pyongyang ground turtle soup Tango 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 41 ready to taxi IFR.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 taxi to and hold short of runway 19er right using taxiway Bravo Alpha. Contact tower on 118.3 when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway 19er right using taxiway Bravo Alpha Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Alright, I said 19 left, they said 19 right, so we'll use 19 right. Auxiliary lights on, no smoking and seatbelt on. I don't think let's do anything. Oh, that does. That doesn't really matter right now. That had a clicky hand, but it doesn't do anything. Doesn't matter. Oh, I lost my spot. Seatbelt, no smoking. The transponder on. I think it already is in this version. Hydraulic system 2 on. So what this does is this is for flaps. So if the flaps can't go down, come on, then it has backup. Flaps to takeoff 2, then 1, 2, and then once they go down, which they are very fast, we can close this. And then we begin our taxi. So let's hop outside to our favorite taxi view. And where are we going? We're going all the way down there. Pretty simple. That is a very, very short taxi. And maybe it's not. It's not too bad. Wait. Is it this one? Oh, wait a second. This might be a very, very long taxi. We'll have to see. I'm not exactly sure where it's putting us. So let's go to our favorite view. Fix that view. Take off parking brake. And let's get going here. Come on. Yes, please. And we'll pretend we're not running that person over. Thankfully in this simulator you can run into people and vehicles and things. You can't run into buildings, but you can run into people, and I think I just hit my mic with my headphone again. So we're gonna skedaddle the taxi here again to save time. We'll take the F1 racing line, and then I will cut out this particular taxi just because I want to fit this on video. I know people want to see more of like the taxiing and ground operations, although we don't do much of the ground operations. I don't do like pushback or catering and things like that because of the plane I fly. I don't need to do those things other than running people over sometimes, which could be avoided with a pushback. But anyway, I'm just gonna get it straightened out. We'll take a quick look at the airport. I'm spinning the camera around, and then I'll see you at the end to take off. But let's just look around a little bit if I can stay on the taxi area on the green lights while we look around. There you go. Alrighty, that's a cool view, but I'm going to taxi us to wherever they're taking us, and I will see you in a moment. So they have us taxiing in the middle of nowhere, far, far away like I thought when I looked ahead. So that's where we started from, way over there. And there's this one single taxi route. So what do you have to do? The planes are landing and taking off. There's obviously not room to pass each other here. So you just have to wait like 15 minutes for the planes to taxi before you can depart the runway and all these things. It's crazy, but interesting at the same time. I've never seen anything like this before where all the operations are on one end, and then you go like 1.5 miles or even 2 miles to the runway somewhere else. It's very interesting, and I believe we're going to have to turn completely around for 19, which means we're going to have to go all the way to the end of the runway here to the other side. So we still have quite a ways to go. It's been 6 minutes of taxi, and I'm still going. The scenery is beautiful and all, but it's been 11 minutes now since I started my taxi, which is very long. I think this is the longest taxi I've personally ever done. So, first time flying in North Korea ever in Flight Sim. Longest taxi ever in Flight Sim. But it would be worth it. Hopefully this lake we're going to see is beautiful. We can only hope. The end is coming up soon, but only if I zoom in as much as I can. But we're almost there. We've got like 5 or 6 lights to pass, and then we'll be good. At least what will be cool when we take off is we're going to fly back over the airport area with the hangars and terminal and stuff. I don't know if we'll see it from the plane. I'm going to try, but we'll see. So let's get ready here. We're going to slow down, and we'll stop, and we'll call ATC. And when we do take off, we're going to hand fly because we have to spin all the way around. And I don't trust the heading bug to do that for us necessarily. I mean, of course, we could use a heading bug, and I still might, but well, let's not tip over here. But we also might hand fly. We'll have to see how I feel. But we'll wait till we get on the runway and we'll set that up. So let's come up here, and then as soon as the taxi ribbon changes to the runway, we will be able to call ATC. Otherwise, you can't call yet. See, it's not even an option yet. So we have to wait until it changes over. And let's start stopping now. And there it is. Set the parking brake. And now our option is there. Here we go.
Pyongyang Tower Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 at runway 19 right, ready for departure IFR to Yanji.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41, altimeter 30.12, wind 154 at 5. Cleared for takeoff runway 19 right.
Cleared for takeoff runway 19 right, Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Alright, landing lights, if you go down, up to go down, that's double the lights, and then stall horn is this guy right here. If you can find the, whoops, nope, gotta find the one, click spot, there it is. Stall horn, landing lights, verify flaps, yes. Note the time on the clock, what is it, 8:45 or so a.m. Sim time, not real time, just sim time. And anti-ice on, that's over here, that's these 3 things. Oxygen on, that's these 2 green things. And there we go. Takeoff speed says 115, which is right here, which is not correct. I've never been able to take off below like 160. Just hasn't been possible. And we have full fuel. So we're going to turn back a little bit. And we'll just let the plane take itself off more or less. We'll let it rotate itself so that we don't stall. And then gear up once you have positive rate. Flaps up by 180, which will be about right away. And then we'll keep the landing lights on because we'll be in the mountains and we won't be that high above terrain, although no one else would be there in real life, or probably not in the sim either, but you never know. And yeah, we'll do this one thing at a time here. So we're just going to come out here, get as much runway as we can, and we will reset our heading bug here. I'm spinning it already, just because we could use autopilot right away. We'll see how I feel. I might hand fly a little bit. Here we go, and stop. There we go, heading bug. Let's have it go straight out for right now. If I do heading bug, I can look around right away, right? Alrighty. Altitude set, yes, heading bug. We'll move that when we need to. Our course is set for the VOR. And here we go. So VR is supposed to be right now, but there's no way we'll get off the ground. It's way too low. So we're gonna wait till about 140, then we'll try. Give it a little nudge. And nope, still won't go. My yoke's all the way back. There it goes. 160, like I said. Brakes to stop the wheels. Pause the rake. Gear up. 1 flap up. 2 flap up. And we're just going to let it climb itself here a little bit. Trim back so it climbs on its own.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 contact Pyongyang Center on 120.9er. Good day.
Going to 120.9er Turtle Soup Tango 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 41. Pyongyang Center Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 is at 1,100 feet, climbing 7,000 feet.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 Pyongyang Center altimeter 30.12 radar contact continue.
Let's look out the window a little bit. I was checking out that airplane taxiing down there. Alright, what's our climb right now? 4,000. That's pretty wild, but that's fine. So let's set up autopilot. Autopilot, let's do heading right now. We'll move heading around so that we turn. And what's our climb? 5,000 feet. I don't think we need to do 5,000 feet. So per minute. Let's come. No. What's that going to settle to? Because I have it climbing to 7,000 on its own. We're speeding. Whatever. I guess we can keep this. Whoops. Let's keep that heading bug going. I guess we can just keep this climb this crazy steep. Why not? I'm just gonna keep. Yeah.
Climb and maintain flight level 190 Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Alright, I guess we'll stay at like 4,000, 3,000 feet per minute. I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. I did not touch anything for climb rate. That's just what it was trimmed to when I hit autopilot. So it's going to do its own thing, not 5,000. That's kind of wild. Well, we still want that. Whoops, shoot. I moved the wrong thing. You want heading bug to move. There we go. Very cool. Our climb rate, okay, we're at the speed limit, but our climb rate's a little ridiculous. Let's come down here and let's nose down if we can find the click spot, which is why, nope, see, this is why I have, no. This is why I use my multi-panel, because when you're bouncing around, you can click where you intend to, but that isn't always the case. For example, with this instrument, alright, so now it's 3,000 again. This is bouncing around like crazy. My goodness. Let's not go quite that high. I mean, 3,000 is a lot more reasonable, but whatever. Okay, so flaps are up, of course. Gears been up, of course. What else? Landing lights will keep on. We can turn the hydraulic thing off now because our gear's up successfully. It's always hard to get to it. Come on. Come on. Why can't I find the click spot? Ugh. I want to shut this thing. Come on. I know you're there. I know you're there. I've done it before. We have to jump back here and see how this is going. Very good. Be a little more aggressive towards your VOR here. 3,000 feet. Looks good. We're going to... Oh, we're above 10,000. We'll keep it at this speed. Very good. Okay. We still got to close this thing, though. But I can't find the dang spot to close. It's like frozen. Whatever. Auxiliary pumps on. Yes, that's down here. That's these two in the middle. Now we're supposed to do the crossfeed where we flip all of these. But every time I do that, the engines turn off. So I'm not going to touch them. I'm going to leave it. Alright, we're climbing nice and steeply. We're heading towards our VOR track ever so slowly. There it is. So let's bring back heading bug a little bit here. And then we'll hit nav in a second. And we'll follow the VOR until we lose it. And then we'll use Dead Reckoning to get to the next one, to Heaven Lake. And there we go. Very straightforward stuff. Once we level off, I think I set cruise for 32,000 feet for this in the planning screen. And once we hit that, of course, we'll adjust our speed because we will overspeed. I'm not going to hit nav yet on my autopilot because it will zigzag around We're missing some great scenery, I'm sure. Yes, we are. But that's the thing with an IFR flight, is you're literally flying IFR, so you're using your instruments.
Turtle Soup Tango
There's a lot to
Tango
do.
41 climb and maintain flight level 250.
Climb and maintain flight level 250 Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
And we'll hit nav in just a second. I set 2500 on my autopilot. You can't preset your altitude in this airplane if you use a built-in autopilot, so I'll show you what you would do in a second here. I'm just waiting for those yellow lines to line up, then I'll hit nav. So let's hit nav right now. And turning to the right. Good. So if you want to use this autopilot, you just pitch up until you get to the altitude they tell you, then you just hit Alt, not Alt, Alt right there. Radio means it's using the radios here, the VOR. Heading, obviously using heading. And then approach for like your ILS, DME stuff. Or ILS localizer. Glide slope, all that stuff, right? Simple. Very easy. We might need to clear up the clouds if we want to see the lake. We'll have to see what happens when we get there. So I'm going to keep an eye on our climb, because I'll have to slow down our climb rate pretty soon because we'll get too slow. Otherwise, next part of the checklist is to simply cruise 340 knots, which is right there. So we're going to climb. I'll keep an eye on our climb rate because I'll have to make it less steep, obviously. In fact, we should do that right now because we're starting to slow down. Let's do little by little, bring it down little by little. We'll follow this. We'll use dead reckoning when we lose it. And I'm going to keep an eye on everything. So sightseeing for you. And oh, we just lost it. So now that means we have to use heading bug or else it's just going to drift. So let's do heading bug. And let's actually go back a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to use heading bug and dead reckoning, which means I'm going to pick a point and stare at it and fly to that point, and then find another point, stare at it. They don't really know where to look because they've never been here. So we're going to pretend, like I said.
Climb and maintain flight level 320 Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Alright, we're at 23,700, so we're coming up on cruise pretty soon. And we're dead reckoning already, and I'm just going to keep an eye on our vertical speed, keep an eye on our airspeed, and that's it. So I'm going to give you a bunch of sightseeing and probably not talk to you until we switch VORs and get towards the lake. So very simple, this flight. So just enjoy the sights, and I'll step in as soon as there's something interesting to say. Alright, we picked up some crazy turbulence as we get over one weather system into another. Let's hop outside a second. We'll see that we had all these clouds and everything, whatever was going on there. But then, we come over here and it's clear skies, but that means the weather changes and the pressure changes. We're going over this incredible mountain ridge right here. I'm glad it cleared up in time for this. Hopefully it'll still be clear once we get to Heaven Lake, so I can keep weather on, realistic weather. But if you look over here, you can see the ocean, which I think is super cool. And then South Korea is like right there, so that's really cool. Otherwise, let's hop back inside, make sure everything is okay. What am I doing? I'm looking for fuel. And we're good. Okay, cool. And we picked up our VOR already. Check that out. Isn't that crazy? So we want to approach the next VOR at 240 outbound on the map, which is really 60 inbound. So I have that set for 60. Let's bring a heading bug over here a little bit, just because I want to make sure we really get over the lake and don't go like past it. So we want to get more to the north to line this up faster, and then we'll head in bound once we line up. So I want to keep adjusting my heading bug until we line that thing up. And I don't know why the turbulence suddenly picked up so bad, because it was perfectly smooth for a while. Oh well, whatever. Looks good. We did take a restroom break, as you could see, during sightseeing. And there you go. So back to sightseeing. I will switch this back to nav once we line up. And you'll probably not hear me again until we get over the lake, which will be a little bit yet, because the airport's just after the lake. So that's almost the same as the distance to the lake. And this is making me nauseous way up here. Let's slow down a little bit and see if maybe that has something to do with it. I don't think it does, but we'll slow down a little. Alright, it's in sight. There's the volcano right there. And Heaven Lake is just inside the top of the volcano. So my navigation worked out perfectly. So we're just going to fly over the volcano, take some pictures, and then they will be giving us descent and approach procedures fairly soon, because we're going to be less than 100 miles away. Now we're at 32,000 feet, so we're going to have a steep descent, because that is a steep descent from 32,000 feet if we're only 100 away. So that's going to be interesting, but we'll worry about that when we get there. Otherwise, there is the volcano. Let's have a look outside before we get to the volcano. And we're going back and forth like usual, that's what happens at cruising this plane. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just me or everybody who uses this plane has this issue, but it just goes back and forth and back and forth, and it kind of drives me nuts. That's just the way it is, I guess. I have to get used to it. Although I can still see the ocean over the tail. And there's the mountain range we just went over. Very cool. Real world weather, so if there is snow in real life, there's snow in the sim. That's how that works. So there's China on the left, North Korea on the right. So we're actually technically crossing into China right now. And we'll be landing in China as well. So we're leaving North Korea literally as I speak, heading into China. And we're going to get ready to take some photos here in a minute. And like I said, we'll be getting instructions fairly soon, I would think, to descend and approach and because I don't have GPS or RNAV or approach or anything. We'll see what they give us, and then we'll just request vectors if we have to, and that's how we'll handle it. So there you go. A lot of work to do yet. Hopefully this video isn't too long. I've been at it for over an hour. Hopefully it hasn't been anywhere near that for you, because we have quite a bit left to do here yet. Everything looking good. We can keep our speed up a little bit. We don't have to slow down right now. I'll just worry about overspeed. Look at that. So cool. There we go. Alrighty, let's hop outside and take some pictures of this lake. There is Heaven Lake right there. Let's have some good screenies. Try from different angles, I guess. Whatever will work good for a thumbnail. But there it is. So this darkness, that's water. It doesn't look like it with the shadow, but that's water. With a cloud over it. That's what you're looking at right now. But there you go. Heaven Lake, about 3 kilometers across or so. Literally, North Korea and China go right down the middle. And that's that. So now we're in China. In fact, you can see the train, or the imagery. You can see the tile. Look at that. That's interesting, right on the border there. So yeah, so these mountains, the imagery they used is spectacular. Very high quality. So I'm very happy about that. And yeah, it just looks awesome. I'm very pleased, very happy with this flight and how it looks. So now we need to get to business, because they're going to be giving us our approach soon. And we want to follow it as realistically as possible. But you never know what they're going to give you unless you set up ahead of time. But then if the weather changes, it's not going to be accurate. So I let them tell us how we're going to get there. And why are we tipping to the side so much? That's just wild. That is just wild. I mean, it's following the VOR perfectly. We're at cruise. We are at a good cruise speed. But this thing just tips back and forth. Jeez, I need to find the altitude that it does not tip back and forth and use that as my cruise. The sim wants us to do these all at 46,000 feet. But I choose like 32 to 36. Maybe next time we'll stay at 30. I don't know. Anyway, beautiful. Did not have to clean up the weather. We're still using live weather. This is great. And now we're heading into China. And as soon as they give us our instructions, you hear my voice again. Alright, just got instructions to descend to 27,000 feet, so let's pitch down. Nope, down, down, down. Oh my gosh, down. Come on. See, this is the problem. This is why I use a freaking Logitech thing. Because it shakes too much and it's too hard to click on things. So I bring back throttles a lot. And let's descend a lot, because we're really close to the airport and we're still at 30,000 feet. So let's keep going here. There we go. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Let me keep an eye on this here. Pretty steep descent, but still realistic. I've talked to my pilot friend and he descends like this all the time. Bring back throttles because we need to buy ourselves some time. So we have to slow down like horizontally so we can buy ourselves some time. We're only 39 miles out. And we're very high. We're at 29,000 feet. So let's see what they tell us to do here in a minute at 27,000. In the meantime, we'll look outside until we get more instructions. See, now the airplane doesn't wobble anymore. So I'm not sure what causes the wobble. Is it the altitude? Is it the speed? Is it the thrust? But it's very smooth now. And this scenery is like 10 out of 10 scenery. I did not expect it to be so good. This is crazy how good this is. Oh, there's Heaven Lake. You can see it right there peeking out. And I guess we'll just look out the window while we wait, because we're hanging out at 2700. And we're so close to the airport. If you know where to look, you can probably see it. But I don't know where to look. It's right there. So that's where we're going for, right there. They still have us at 27,000 feet. What is going on, Flight Sim? This can't be right. But we'll go with it anyway. Alright, 190, they said. 190. Bring the broth throttles way back. We're just going to descend like crazy. Go down. 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 Where does that put us? Let's keep our speed up though. 3,000 feet. Can we go even more? I love how smooth it is now. And again, is it the altitude that's so smooth? Is it the thrust? Because we have engines back to what? 58% or whatever. Is that why it's smooth? Why is it smooth now? I don't know. Anyway, coming down to 19,000s. Still beautiful scenery, clouds in the distance. More beautiful mountains and water. More beautiful cities. Look at that. What a phenomenal scenic flight. Wow. There's the volcano with the lake right there. And our airport is right here, I think. I still think it's that one. So if we click on the airport, let's get the elevation of it. You got to be able to click on it exactly though. And I lost it. Here we go. Come on. 609 feet. So I don't know. We're going to do what they tell us, I guess. Let's keep our speed down. I guess we could use speed brake. I don't know if it's going to do anything because we're using autopilot to descend, but we'll see. I mean, it slowed us down horizontally, which buys us time, but it didn't do anything vertically. So let's bring speed brake back in. Else we're just going to get too slow, and I can do that with throttles. If I had throttles all the way back and we were going too fast, then I can do speed brake. But I mean, if I bring throttles all the way back, we'll stall, so we don't need to do speed brake. Except now, why did it do this? Oh, because we're coming up on 19,000s. So let's bring some throttles back in so we don't get too slow and wait for further instructions. As I swear we're going to fly over an airport. Yeah, it's right below us. What's going on? Even though it's a confusing approach, it's still beautiful. Super beautiful. You can see the ocean out there too. We were making good time too, because it's been less than 45 minutes. And the different options were 46 minutes to an hour and 12 minutes. Which is great, because normally flight sim takes me way longer. But yeah, look at that. We're going to the airport right now. So why are we still at 19,000 feet? Unless we're going to have some approach or arrival, like that's way out from somewhere else. Because that will happen sometime in flight sim. They'll have you go to like an entry point that's like 70 miles away and it like doubles your trip. So I could cancel IFR. And we could finish this on our own. So let's do that. Let's cancel IFR and let's finish this on our own.
Shenyang Center Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 would like to cancel IFR.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 7000. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Let's go to our airport right below us. And I'm going to descend to 5,000 feet on my own.
Yanji Tower Turtle Soup Tango 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 411 miles northeast, flight level 190 to land.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 Yanji Tower. Altimeter 30.09er wind calm fly right downwind runway 09er.
Center right downwind runway 09 or Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
I'm going to set our course to 90 so we can see where it is because we're still using heading bug. So let's actually use heading bug. We'll fly parallel. It's a right downwind, so this is going to be an upwind leg. You don't use that term very often. Upwind is when you're flying the direction of the runway, but it's not your final. You're not landing. So let's heading bug. Thank you. So let's head over there. And we're going to descend very quickly. So that's 17,000. Let's hop outside. So there's a runway right there. They want right downwind, so we're going to make right turns. So we'll make, so this is our upwind leg. So we're going to make right turns. We're VFR now. I love that auto gen. That's crazy. So anyway, so let's hop inside so we stay away from the train. Let's do heading bug 90 degrees to the right for our crosswind leg. We'll keep our speed down now. And if we don't get down in time, we'll just make another pass. If they clear us, then we'll have to tell them we're we are going to go missed. I'm curious if there's an ILS here. I mean, we're VFR, so we're going to be a visual landing and our approach and landing. I'm just curious if there's ILS. Just for fun, we can tune it in if I can get here. ILS 90, right? Runway 9, 1087. 1087. So let's tune in 1087 for fun. And it was 92 degrees on the course. So there we go. So this is our ILS. I don't think it's gonna, it might have glide slope. I don't know. I don't think so, but we'll see. So we're just gonna go around like this. Keep an eye on the train, keep our speed down. So approach checklist, weather barometer, they gave it to us. Speed brake is required. We're not using it because of autopilot. Auxiliary pumps off. That's these here. There we go. Oxygen off because we're low enough. No, we're still 13,000 feet. So let's not do oxygen yet. We have to keep an eye on the train though because we're visual. And we'll just see how this goes. We got train there. So we're going to have to come down here along this path. I'll show you. We're going to have to come along this path here. Like this. And then land wherever that runway is over here somewhere. Come along here. Bam. There's your runway right there. So that's going to be a very short final. So maybe what we'll do is we'll fly out this way. So let's, right now, get our heading bug. So that we're having our downwind leg. So 90, so that's 270. And then we'll avoid all this terrain, and then we'll have a very steep turnaround for final. So downwind now, then we'll have a very quick base and then a long final. That's what we'll do. And then we'll use our altitude based on the terrain. There we go. Very straightforward stuff, except for the train, and we're doing it visually. No instruments approach, so we have to be very careful about what we're doing. Very careful, but we can do it. No reason we can't. There's a runway there, so we're just going to fly along here, and then use this as our approach. So there's the runway. We'll use this as our approach up here, but we'll use the ILS to guide us. We have to make it beyond this, though, to get over here to turn around. I'm going to give us a very long final, because I can. What are we at? 10,000 feet? Alrighty, 9,000 feet, 10,000 feet, 9,000. We can turn oxygen off now. So now it's just gear down, because the light's already on, and then flaps when we're ready. So there we go. If we get close to this train, we'll use heading bug to get over here, because this is not our approach. This is our approach. See if the runway's over on that one. So, in fact, let's do that now. We'll use this valley for downwind, and then this valley for final. Piece of cake. So let's actually stay at 7,000 feet for right now, since I'm expanding this so much. And we're coming up in 7,000. Perfect. And we get to fly over this amazing city. Alright, it's time to meet business. So we know our airport's at like 600 feet or something. So let's come down to 3,500 feet or so. Okay. And we'll get ready to turn the heading bug in a second. So let's come down here. Descend a lot to 3,500 feet. Now we do have a glide slope. Holy moly. Okay. That means we can use approach on autopilot. Fantastic. So let's keep going then straight. I was going to turn now, but I don't want to because we're way above glide slope. So let's just let this move a little bit. Slow down a little bit. Now all we have to do is gear flaps, let autopilot do the work. But you will run into terrain issues pretty soon, I think. So let's turn now. And then if we just have to come down more steeply, we will. So we're going to go like this. Wait, it's already moving. It is. Okay, cool. We're not going to change anything except speed. Gear down while we make our turn. Because why not? There's your airport right there. Beautiful. So now what we're going to do is we're going to slow way down. And we're going to use heading bug to turn us towards our airport. At 4,000. Let's stop with right now at 4,000 because we're right at glide path. Okay, cool. All right, first set of flaps down, and let's turn towards. Well, actually, we'll just like this a little bit, and then once it starts to move, we'll turn towards it and enable approach on autopilot. And depending on the airplane, sometimes you can't be worse than 45 degrees. Where's the airport though? I'm afraid we're going to be too close to the airport. It better be over here, because if it's over here, we're in big trouble. We might be in big trouble. We might be way too close to the airport to do this. Well, okay, let's go down to 2,700 feet because we are getting below glide path. Second set of flaps. More thrust. Airport there. Perfect. Okay, good. So we're going to let this thing do its job. We're going to keep descending. We should have been out here more. Shoot, I should have stuck to my original plan. Because now we're getting way too close to the airport. So let's go like this. See, I knew what I was doing. Why did I change it? Whatever. Whatever. Full flap now. And coming up on the runway here. So anyway, this is like almost 90 degrees off, right? Sometimes in order to use approach, you have to be within 45 degrees and approach from below. Just depends on the airplane. I have had this work in this airplane several times. I just don't remember what I did. Anyway, final approach speed 130, which is accurate, and there it is. So let's turn and let's hit approach and see if that's good enough. Okay, it's going to capture it. So let's bring our slow speed way down to 130 so we can line up with the runway. That is accurate. Touchdown 100, 120. So touchdown in here, approach here. So if I keep an eye on this, keep an eye on my speed. When we look out the window in a minute, we should be looking at a runway 6 miles away. Bring your speed down a little bit.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 wind calm, clear to land runway 09er.
Clear to land runway 09er Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Alright, 5 miles away, 140 knots, bring that down to about 130. If we look out the window, there should be a runway right in front of us. And there it is. Perfect. Okay, so now we just keep an eye on our speed. Look at that below the train too. So I was able to recover, but my original plan would have been best. But I didn't do it that way because of the train. I should have stayed higher, gotten to that other valley, then come down. But whatever, it doesn't matter. We're doing a good job. It's fine. We did just fine. So we're just going to kill autopilot in a minute here. Gears down, flaps are down. Approach speed 130. Landing between 110 and 120. Now you can land with autopilot in this plane, but it's not really auto land because auto land will flare and everything. In this plane, it'll just get you really hard into the ground. So it's not auto land, although it will land. I've tried it. So we're not going to do it that way. We're going to kill autopilot at about minimums or so. So 600 plus 500 is 1100. We are at 1400, so don't need to kill autopilot yet. But we're just going to keep going here. Very simple. Let's look outside. Our final time. Very beautiful. What an amazing flight. Oh my gosh, I'm so pleased with this. I love that I had this idea. Beautiful scenery and everything. Alrighty, so this is 500 feet above ground level. So we would be killing autopilot in real life right now. Autopilot disengaged. And everything should just stay set up for me. So all I need to do is just keep my speed. The winds are calm, no crosswind component to worry about. I'm just going to stay right here and not hit these buildings. That's awesome. Look at that. And we want to slow down a little bit, so nose up to slow down, throttles back a little bit, but keep thrust. You do not land at idle in the jet. And we have lots of runway. So here we go. Come down. We want to touch down about this speed or so. Start the flare. Let it touch itself down. Now we're at idle. Let it float itself to the ground. And vertical speed was like 10. That's amazing. Reversers, brakes. We're actually centered too. Can you believe it? It's probably my best landing ever in this sim. There we go. Flaps coming up. We'll just follow their little path they gave us here. And have a look around. Very cool. So welcome to China from North Korea. We got to see Heaven Lake. And we're getting this all done in one video. So that's even better. So let's see here. We are going to exit. That's my plan, is to turn next taxiway. And we're about to turn off here. So let's slow down a little bit. I like taking the racing line because it's fun. Although this is not the racing line. And here we go.
Going to 118.75 Turtle Soup Tango 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 41. Yanji Ground Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 request taxi to parking.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
I cannot find the click spot. There we go. There's one pixel to click on to turn my lights off. Man, so note the time on the clock. It was about an hour flight time. We can close our stall warning way over there. Auxiliary lights off, yes. Landing lights in center. Transponder can come off, it says. There we go. Alright, let's keep our taxi going here. I don't know if I saw parking brake or not. I didn't. Okay. Yeah, so now I'm just going to taxi, and then we'll park this thing. So let's hop outside to our favorite taxi view. And let's see where they're going to put us. Well, looks like the shortest taxi ever, which is great. We're going right there. Given how long our taxi was for departure, this is fantastic. Although it looks like they want us to like make a U-turn or something. That's interesting. Let's see what they want us to do here. Let's see. I'm also curious how much fuel we used on that flight. We used half a tank, or half our fuel for like an hour flight. That is way too much fuel, but it's fine. It's fine. Alrighty, let's see how they want us to get in here. I'm going off the line because we got to squeeze in. Alright, here we go. Let's see what they say. They're saying what? They're saying come straight in. Now go this. I'm trying, but I keep speeding up even though my thrust has been off that whole time. I'm stuck in the ground. Come on, there we go. There we go. You sure you want me to keep going left? I mean, I'll do what you tell me, but I don't really trust you. Okay. And stop. Oh, not quite. Sorry. Not quite. I know. We're coming at you. And stop. There we go. Almost. They want us to go a little bit more. A little bit. There we go. Okay. Parking brake is set. Let's shut this down. So windshield inverter off. We never needed to turn it on. Number 1 off. Number 2 off. Bus select off. DC select off. Generators off. So you go down to go up. And that'll turn my engines off even though it's not supposed to. But it does. So you can hear them turning off even though it's not supposed to. I was told it's not supposed to. But there you go. That off. Anti-ice off. Over here. And seatbelt smoking off. There we go. And my yoke off. And then we just get everybody ready to leave. Oh, we should have put their trays up though before we started descending. It's too dangerous to have your trays out when you're descending and landing. But that's just the way it is sometimes. They paid a lot of money for this flight. They don't care. Oops, pillow's already put away. They can have a sip of whatever they want because when you fly with Turtle, you need some beverages. Then we'll open the door, put out the stairs, and away we go. There you go. What a beautiful, amazing flight. I'm so happy with this flight. This is just incredibly happy. The scenery, the navigation, the landing, the takeoff, everything was awesome. The real world weather was awesome. The scenery and autogen is awesome. So if you want to see more flights with me, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, hit the like button so people know we exist, throw your flight ideas in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Simple as that.